So Salvador is renowned for, I guess, being the location in the Americas that best preserved African culture.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of, well, by far it's the, I guess just by skin tone, it's the blackest city in all of Brazil.
Okay.
You know, it's really, it has a lot of history. It was the first capital of Brazil, so it's, you know, parts of it are still really colonial, and thankfully they've been restored and maintained by the International Organization for Heritage. I can't remember the name of it, but it's very historical, has a lot of history, and it has a lot of culture. I think what I appreciate a lot is that, you know, usually when I would think about Brazil, I would think of Rio because it's the more commercialized of the cities, and most people, they think of Brazil, they think of Rio de Janeiro.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, like, the true Brazil, I guess, I would argue, is in Salvador, because it's the birthplace of the whole culture of, and granted, like, Brazilian culture is a mix of different things, but I guess of colonial Brazilian culture, if you want to call it authentic Brazilian culture, Salvador is definitely like the location for that.
Okay.
So there's a huge emphasis on just like politics of Black power or Black empowerment, and just like whether that be through education or through arts or through politics or what have you. There's a huge emphasis on that. And I think that it's a great place to study, and that was one of the main focuses of the program, race and class, and how they intersect, and gender actually, and how they all intersect in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the best place that I can think of in Brazil to have studied those topics. So definitely for those reasons, Salvador is good. And in terms of traveling, like, we did travel to some places within the state of Bahia, which is where Salvador is.
Okay.
But they were smaller towns, so they weren't as, I mean, they just weren't as big. They were cities, but they were smaller cities.
Okay.
And another place that I traveled to is called Natal. It's further north of Salvador, and it has really beautiful sand dunes, and the people are also really nice, and it's Brazilian in a different way. So, you know, going back to the idea that Brazil is a whole mix of things. So, yeah, but it was a really great city, and I never made it down to Rio, but hopefully when I go back, I will make it down.